We are live. Welcome everybody to this Too Sweet Converse present NXT Takeover 30, the Dirty 30 predictions. I am your host, coming live from my bed. Nico, what's up?
Hey everyone, STVO here, moderator.
What up, everybody? Wildcard here.
EJV, Batman in the house.
Alrighty.
Eating
So
Taco Bell, ladies and gentlemen, while he records this. Yes,
No, I'm
he
not.
truly is a fat man.
This broadcast has been brought to you by Taco Bell.
Warning,
Not
Taco Bell does not endorse this
really,
podcast.
But if
but
they did,
anyways,
I would take that.
Let's move forward.
yeah. We are also posting SummerSlam predictions and a special edition of Too Sweet Converse for Wizard World Chicago, as that won't be going on this year. Be on the lookout for those videos as well. You can make your opinions heard on the predictions for NXT as well as SummerSlam on the Too Sweet Cosplay Facebook page with Too Sweet Face Off, and we will actually be analyzing some of your picks on our picks here for the predictions. Starting off, we have the pre-show tag team match. It's a number one contendership match recently announced by William Regal. It's going to be the team of Breezango taking on Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch and Legado del Fantasma members Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. Pretty short notice of this match. Do you guys have any thoughts on who will win or any real takes?
I will probably not watch this match live, if I'm being completely honest. But I'm gonna go with Raheem. Excuse me. I'm gonna go with shit. All right, let me start this over. What's the name of the You're gonna edit this part out, but what's the name of the last tag team?
Legado
del
del
Fantasma.
Fantasma.
Wait, what's just the name of the group? What's just the name of the faction?
That's what they're
That
called.
is the name of the group.
Okay, say that one more time, because I'm Mexican and even I can hear that shit.
Wow.
Legado del Fantasma.
Logado del Fantasma.
Yeah, dude. Just say it's DJZ right there. Just say it's DJZ.
Just say Wild and Mendoza.
Yeah,
there you
Wild
go.
and Mendoza.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, all right. Well, fuck.
We've already spent 5 minutes on that.
Fuck. All right, whatever. Anyways, I am gonna go with Wild and Mendoza. The reason why is because the faction already holds the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, and if the way they want to build them up, since WWE loves factions so much, especially NXT, with factions being able to run roughshod over the brand, why not give them the tag belts? You know, the other two teams, it doesn't really do anything for them, per se. So that's what I'm gonna go with in regards to this match.
Fair enough. EJV.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a simpatico with my friend here, Nico, and I'm gonna go with Legado del Fantasma because it makes the most sense. Like Nico said, it doesn't do anything for the other tag teams as they really don't have any credible wins as of late. And Legado del Fantasma, they've been literally been dominating NXT as of late. And to me, it makes the most sense creative-wise to have them win the number one contenderships and add more gold to their team, add more gold to the faction. So I'm definitely gonna go with Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde in this one.
All
Yeah,
right,
wild
well,
card. What's your pick?
I'm gonna third that there. Legado del Fantasma. I mean, this particular faction has really been pushed to the core in NXT, and for good reason. I mean, you got some good talent there within that 3-man group. So I mean, no offense to Breezango or Lorcan and Birch, but they don't really have much to gain out of this. With this faction here, they're really pushing them to the moon. And, with the possession of the Cruiserweight title, they wouldn't be bad to have the tag team titles on their side. So I'm going to go with Legado del Fantasma.
I'm gonna go against the grain. I won't be too long, but I'm gonna give you like my quick analysis on why I think this. My understanding is Imperium is a heel tag team. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes,
because
it
of
is.
that,
Yes, they are.
yeah, because of that reason, I don't think Legado del Fantasma will win. I mean, it probably makes the more sense, but I'm gonna go with Oni Lurkin and Danny Burch just because Breezango already had a tag title shot recently, and I figure this will give them something to do. Imperium will probably beat them whenever that time comes, but that's just my pick. Although I'd be totally down for Legado del Fantasma because they're a pretty cool group. That's pretty much all I got to say on that one. Going on to match number 2, this was also a recently announced match closer to the show. Finn Balor is going to be taking on Timothy Thatcher. What are your guys' picks? Who'd like to go first?
Let's go for this first, please, because when I saw NXT live last night, this threw me for a loop. Cause yeah, I know Finn Balor and Timothy Thatcher were originally in their triple threat qualifying match against each other with Dexter Loomis. But I was just like, oh, like we're going this direction now because I really thought Finn Balor was gonna win his second chance match against Velveteen Dream. I will give my reasoning on that later on, but I was just like, "Oh, shiznit! Timothy Thatcher's out here." Like, okay, so we're really about to get a Timothy Thatcher versus Finn Balor match or program. It's really interesting to me just because Timothy Thatcher has that catch can almost like old school wrestling style, and Finn Balor is a hybrid of high flying but also Japanese strong style. So I'm really uh excited just to see what they're gonna do, and I really hope that this match is not just a one off. Like I really hope they kind of drag this program out a little bit between the two. I'm gonna say um, Timothy Thatcher wins this particular one. While I love Finn Balor, just because I think it would be better because then you kind of get Finn. You give Finn a reason to chase something, and while he's doing an awesome job as the Prince persona, and I know he's a heel or like in between, but leaning more towards the heel side. I would prefer the idea of him chasing an adversary more than just a one-off. Okay, Finn gets the win and then he moves on, type of deal.
All right, EJB, go out with your thoughts next.
You're muted, Batman. You're muted.
This is the match that could possibly steal the show, to be honest. And you're talking about two amazing athletes. And it's just I think the match itself is going to be it's going to be awesome because you got the catch can style of a Timothy Thatcher, and you have Finn Balor, like you said, strong style mixed with the cruiserweight style of professional wrestling. And
Yeah, I British strong style as well. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but I
no, you're fine. No, you're fine. But yeah, it's just I think it can still show because of the two styles, and they say styles make fights. So to me, this could be the one that could take the show, even though you got a ladder match, you got an NXT title match, you've got a women's title match. It's a pick 'em in this case. But I'm gonna go with Timothy Thatcher just because, like Nico said, it's better that he chases stuff into being a one-off because with the guy his caliber, he needs to be in either a short or long-term storyline, and this makes the most sense in my opinion. If you really want to build Finn Balor up more to get to maybe to go back to the NXT Championship in the future, but we'll see how this plays out.
All right, Wildcard, what's your take on this bout?
We were just talking about Balor a little bit before we started recording. It's been kind of a disappointing run, in my opinion, ever since he returned to NXT. Because he wasn't getting his dues or his lickings in the main roster, and you'd think that going back to NXT would revitalize him to a certain degree, but He really hasn't. I mean, he's just been like floundering around. Maybe I don't even recall him maybe getting one NXT title shot, maybe just one. But I mean, this is a guy that essentially carried NXT like back when he was first starting, and the fact that they're not treating him the same way, it's just baffling to me. But that's just how the business goes, I guess. Just the new faces. They want to push some new guys there too. I don't see why they can't go back to pushing Balor to being the top superstar, because he can still go in the ring. There's nothing really wrong with him either way. So I feel like this particular match was just almost like thrown together without really any true build up. This is just based on what I've been seeing. I mean, I haven't really been following NXT as much as I should, but I kind of feel like that this was just a thrown together match. And not to discredit Timothy Thatcher, because he's ruthless on his own too, and I think they're going to have a hell of a match for sure. So I just think that I just personally think that Balor should deserve more than that, than just being thrown together in what is going to be a really good match. But in the end, what are they going to do with him? But as for my pick for him, or for this match, as much as I like Balor, I'm going to have to go with the newcomer on this, Timothy Thatcher, because I think he's got a legit chip on his shoulder that he has to prove to everybody. And what better way than to have a win over the former NXT champion? So my pick, Timothy Thatcher on this.
I'm going to second what you're saying, wild card. Yeah, it's incredibly disappointing how misused Finn Balor is. He was a former Universal Champion, former IC Champion, former NXT World Champion, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, I expected, maybe they're going to utilize him as one of their top stars in NXT, and now he's pretty much a mid-card afterthought, what he was doing on the main roster. I'm very disappointed that they didn't have him go into the North American Championship ladder match, which we'll be discussing a little later, especially with a guy who is dealing with some legal troubles, which we know, legal accusations, if you will, something like that. But anyways, to get on to this match, I have no doubt in mind that Timothy Thatcher versus Finn Balor will be a good match. It could be a series of matches, which I wouldn't be opposed to. But yeah, this match was randomly just posted on Facebook this morning and not even promoted on last night's NXT. Is kind of just shows, okay, this is just a random afterthought. Match will probably be good, but I think Finn deserves a little better. That being said, I'm predicting Timothy Thatcher to win this bout, and we'll see if it continues on beyond that. But going on to the next match, what do you know? It is the NXT North American Championship Fatal 5-Way Ladder match. And the contenders in this match are Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, and the Velveteen Dream. And before we get into our picks, I just want to mention from our two-way face-off consensus, of the 5 contenders, 38% of them most want Damian Priest to win this match. 31% want Bronson Reed to win. 19% want Johnny Gargano. And 12% actually want the Velveteen Dream to win this match. And unfortunately for Cameron Grimes, not a single person has voted for him on our page. Now, with that being said, who do you guys like to win this match, and who do you think will win this match? Who'd like to start this one off? How about we let EJV, and then we'll get to you, Nico. Unmute. Yeah, perfect.
This right here is an absolute pick 'em, because it's just there's so many great competitors in this match, so many different results you can have, and all of them could do great with the North American Championship. They're all credible people who can win that title. Cameron Grimes, of course, building up on his own. Bronson Reed, who I become a fan of very quickly, and then of course Damian Priest, Gargano, and Velveteen. We already know how good they are. For Pete's sakes, two of them former North American champions. So I mean, it's a pick 'em bout. I mean, I would want, for me personally, I would love to see Damian Priest win it myself because of how much of a fan I am of him. and I've been a fan of his since he first popped up on the scene in ROH in 2017. So it's but in reality, I'm gonna pick Johnny Gargano because they've been building with Johnny Gargano going after the championship and having the Gargano family win both belts eventually, and that's what it seems like in their promos. I mean, will it come to fruition? That's up to interpretation. But to be honest, if I'm going to be realistic with you, I'm going to go with Johnny Gargano. It makes sense in that retrospect following the videos that he's been posting. But I mean, I would love Damian Priest to hit his finish and walk out in infamy with the NXT North American Championship.
All right, who would like to take this one next? Nico, if you're available.
Yeah. Real quick, there was one thing I wanted to mention when you guys were talking about Finn Balor towards the end there. I think the main reason why he hasn't gotten the push we were all expecting is because he's been losing momentum. If you look back, uh they wanted to throw him into a program right when they turned him heel with Johnny Gargano. Johnny got hurt, unfortunately. Then they wanted to do this program with Velveteen Dream, and we all know what happened with the Dream. We'll get into that later. So I think for Finn, he just needs to get a little bit of momentum, and then he'll be fine. But moving on to this fatal five-way ladder match for the NXT North American Championship, I am gonna go with. While I fully expect Damian Priest to win, I'm gonna go in my heart of hearts with Cameron Grimes. I'm gonna be that one person who votes for Cameron Grimes. I think he is absolutely entertaining. He's good on the mic. He plays that cowardly heel that's funny, but you also want to see him get his ass kicked every single night. Um, and here's the thing people got to remember with the North American Championship. They actually use that title as almost like a stepping stone in NXT. So, like, okay, if you win this title, then you know down the line, the person who has it is more than likely going to be getting a shot or an opportunity as the NXT champion. With that being said, as I'm working on my chair here, um, I think Cameron Grimes is great, and I think he's my pick to win this match.
All right, wild card. Who are you going to be going with in this one?
I'm gonna be so pissed at Nico if Cameron Grimes ends up winning this match. I don't know why. I'm just gonna point it out there. So sorry, Nico, but
Cameron Grimes, baby.
Nope. Oh boy, this is going to be classified as a barn burner. I'm putting it under the umbrella of NXT barn burners because this has the match that could be potentially one of the matches of the night there. I do like this concept because it's you got some veterans essentially in there, and you got some new blood in this match. So it's a very nice mix here too. So as for who I think's gonna win the match, it's a real toss up, honestly. This can go either way. I mean, I could see Johnny Gargano regaining the North American title. I could see Velveteen Dream as I was gonna say Universal Champion, North American Champion. I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna throw a little bit of a monkey wrench on this here. I'm gonna say Bronson Reed. I think he's gonna win. Reason being is that I just didn't really realize how over he was. I've seen what he can do, and I thought he was just your typical NXT jobber initially, but then they seem to be really on him. I've seen him in matches with he had a match with Killer Cross, I believe, recently, and he put on a good show for that. That was really my first exposure to him, and I'm just like, oh. Fans are really digging him, or he seems to be over with the crowd. Granted, it is the NXT universe that was in the crowd, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna say Bronson Reed on this one, just because I feel like as much as I like Damian Priest and guys like Johnny Gargano, even Cameron Grimes, but Bronson Reed's going to be my pick. He seems like a wild card in this one. No pun intended.
I was gonna say, but you know what? Two Sweet Cosplay Universe. The first two, I agree. Those are my top two guys who I want to win. Of Damian Priest and Bronson Reed. Those would be my top two wants, if you will. I'd be okay with Johnny Gargano getting a second North American Championship, but I think for this match, let's get some fresh blood in there. Sorry, Dream, but I prefer you not to. I'll thank you not right now. Cameron Grimes, I'm not a huge fan of myself. I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I personally prefer not. Now, in short, who will I think win this match? I can almost see WWE just trying to piss off the community by having Velveteen Dream winning, especially with those Fire Velveteen Dream hashtags going on. But I don't think they want that serious of heat right now. So I'm going to go agree with Wildcard and just pick Bronson Reed to win the North American Championship. And I think he would be a great choice, too. Now, we're going to move on to the next bout. It's for the NXT Women's Championship. Champion Io Shirai will be defending against Dakota Kai, and most likely she'll be accompanied by a returning Raquel Gonzalez from last night's episode of NXT on USA Network. The Two Sweet Cosplay face-off consensus, 65% of the vote is for Io Shirai to retain her title. Meanwhile, 35% want Dakota Kai to be the new women's champion in NXT. So who would like to give their thoughts on this match first? Don't all go at once.
I guess I'll go.
All right, Wildcard, let's hear it.
Yeah, I won't be long with this. I'm just gonna pick Io Shirai for this, just because I feel like she just won the title just fairly recently, and they seem to be really, on board with her too. And Dakota Kai has proven to be a top contender, especially now that she has, that bouncer like, sidekick, I guess, with Raquel Gonzalez. I don't really know too much about her except that she's like this Amazoness-like woman. All the greats had that bodyguard type behind them there. I could see Dakota winning the title, but I just feel like it's too soon. I'm going to pick Io Shirai on this one.
And who'd like to give the thoughts next?
Hey, I'll go. You guys there? Or who's muted?
Yeah,
Who's
we're waiting for you, man.
Wait, is my mic on or no?
Yeah, your mic's on, bro.
Okay. All right, good. All right then. I am gonna go. Damn, this really hurts me because y'all know me. I'm a huge fan of Dakota Kai. But I think it's too early to end Io's reign. Although Dakota Kai is really killing it right now. Ever since she turned heel. But I'm gonna have to go to Io Shirai. I think it's a little too early to end her reign. She just got the title finally, and I think if they were to take the title off of her, that would upset a lot of people. And I don't think it would be the right move. Not that I'm saying Dakota Kai can't carry the championship as a heel. Reigns, in my opinion, are always better when they're on a heel and when the titles are on a heel. Anyways, for the babyface to chase. But I think it's too early to cut Io's reign short. So I'm gonna say Io Shirai retains.
All right, EJV, who's your pick for this bout?
I'm going to go with the obvious choice, and I'm going to go with Io Shirai. You guys have pretty much stated what I was going to say, and that it is too early for her to lose. Even though, like Nico said, sometimes the best championship reigns are from heels, and we've seen that in the past. I think it's just way too early for Io to drop the title, even though Dakota Kai has really stepped up her game, especially ever since she turned heel on Tegan Nox at Takeover War Games. It's just been It's been an incredible rise for Dakota to really showcase who she is and that personality that she has. And I think she could be a credible. I think she can be a credible champion because of who she is. And with Raquel Gonzalez by her side, it's kind of like that, almost that heater, kind of like almost like a Diesel to Shawn Michaels in a sense.
Isn't she going by Big Mammy Cool right now?
I think so. Yeah, actually, yeah. But I'm just gonna go with the obvious one and go with Io Shirai to walk out as NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be long on this one at all. Gonna do a shutout. Io Shirai retains the title. I think Dakota Kai could be a potential future champion. She's good in the ring, good on the mic. Don't see any issues. Just, I think it's too soon to have that title leave from herself. So for now, Io Shirai retains. Now we're gonna get into two main events. What order they're gonna be, you can argue that, but we're gonna go with the non-championship match first. We're going to go with the one that's kind of making the rounds on the mainstream. It's going to be undisputed leader Adam Cole taking on Pat McAfee in his first NXT match ever. Oops. Can someone please mute their phone just because the feedback is like echoing? Thank you. Anyways, for that, Mika, I think it's yours, bro. All right, test 1, 2. Yeah, because it kept echoing really loud. Anyways, so we're going to be talking about Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee. And in the Too Sweet face-off consensus, 84% of the vote has gone to Adam Cole, baby. And meanwhile, Pat McAfee has a couple supporters at 16% of the vote. With that being said, what are you guys' thoughts? Who would you like to win this match? Nico?
It's McAfee. Say it right. Say it with your chest.
McAfee.
Say it with your chest, son. This is
I
football.
don't have any respect for the guy. You go ahead and give your picks. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, I know. All right, he's the Indianapolis Colts, former football player. Being from Indiana. Hold on, I gotta. Okay, but anyways, I digress. Adam Cole is gonna win this match unless some shenanigans happen, which possibly could. I mean, maybe the Undisputed Era decided to say, "Hey, we've had enough of you." Um, But Jesus H. Christ, what a promo last night. If you didn't get to see it, I can recommend every single wrestling fan watch this promo by Pat McAfee. It was absolutely awesome. Um, he knocked it out of the park because he made you think for a split second, hey, maybe the non-wrestler guy can actually win this thing. um, which is what you're supposed to do. Because I guarantee you, everybody that's a wrestling fan, that loves the business and that knows the ins and outs, kind of like we do with this podcast here. Everybody thinks, oh, there's no way in hell Adam Cole has a chance of losing this match. That promo that made you think for a split second, oh, maybe he might lose. Um, so I'm gonna go with Adam Cole unless some sort of shenanigans happen. But I think Adam's gonna be able to carry Pat, and Pat's gonna hold his own because he's an athlete. He's not gonna phone this in by any means. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be entertaining, and it's gonna be a lot better than I guarantee people are giving it credit for.
All right, who would like to give their thoughts next?
I'll do that. To be honest, I'm actually excited for this because I know, and that's the thing, is that people are pissed off about it because they're saying, oh, it's not going to be a wrestling match, oh, it's a gimmick match, blah blah blah. It's like we know for a fact that when this whole thing started, when they announced it, that we knew this wasn't going to be no scientific 5-star, 6-star if it was in a Tokyo Dome wrestling match from Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. We already knew that. I'm not expecting no more than a brawl. I'm expecting a sloppy fight, and that's what I'm hoping for. That promo, yeah, like Nico said, that promo was absolutely fire. It was great. Bully Ray said this on Twitter that if there was an Olympic sport for shit talking, Pat McAfee would get gold, silver, and bronze. There would be no other contenders at this point. So I'm gonna go with Adam Cole to win, and of course the obvious, unless there are some outside interference or the Undisputed Era turns on Adam Cole, which is a small possibility, but I'm not gonna put no stock into it. But yeah, I'm definitely going with Adam Cole, baby, to win the match.
All right, wild card. Your thoughts on this bout? Who do you think will win?
Pat McAfee is gonna die at NXT Takeover. Adam Cole is gonna beat the holy hell out of him. That's just it right there. I mean, yeah, I didn't see the promo, but man, that's just hearing that just made me want to go through a wall, man. But I'm just gonna say this right now that Pat McAfee, you on his hit list. You on the man's hit list, and you're going to get super kicked to hell. Yeah. You thought you were a good puncher? No. You didn't. You need to take a look at Adam Cole, baby. That's my pick.
Andy, watch the promo. I'm just telling you, watch the promo. Watch the promo before Saturday, and then message me what you really think. I'm telling you, watch the promo.
So,
I got you.
So I'll admit I've been pretty critical about this match. I'm not the biggest fan of this idea of the former 400 plus day champion just going on and taking on a pre-show announcer. I get he's a former NFL player and he's a big dude, but yeah. I do agree with Nico. The promo was great from last night's episode of NXT on USA. I do think that I don't know how this is gonna go. I can almost see them just like trying to have Pat do some shenanigans. I really hope he doesn't like do some bullshit like become the leader of the Undisputed Era. I'd really hate that. But I digress. He might bring his NFL buddies.
No.
Yeah, agreed. He might bring his NFL buddies into the match that he had last night on NXT. We'll see about that. But I
don't want to see anything on my TV screen.
Hmm? All right.
Sorry.
Here, let me just finish up, and then I'll let you chime in before we get to the next match. Anyways, I don't think Adam Cole's gonna lose. I think maybe Pat will put on a big fight and like kind of establish himself, since it's talk that Pat McAfee isn't doing a one-shot deal. He might have more matches, but I think just the end result is just gonna be Adam Cole. But please don't do any BS like Pat becomes the leader of Undisputed Era or anything like that. And let's get the whole Undisputed Era on the main roster soon, please. Nico, I'm sorry. Before we move to the next topic, did you want to add something on?
No, I just wanted to say, please, I don't want to see AJ Hawk on my TV screen. I didn't want to see him when he was a football player. I didn't want to see him last night. As soon as I saw that he was with Pat McAfee, I immediately wanted to change the channel, but AEW wasn't on. So please, I don't want to see AJ Hawk on my TV screen. Thank you very much.
All right, fair enough. I don't know much about my NFL, so no comment. But main event time. NXT Championship main event, mind you. It's going to be champion Keith Lee taking on Karrion Kross, more than likely with Scarlett Bordeaux on his side. So what do you all think? Do you think this match might be happening a little too soon? Or do you think it's time for Kross to become the NXT champion and be that dominant heel for that the promotion? Who would like to give their thoughts first? Nico?
See, this is what's very interesting to me. And I've also kind of feel that NXT booked themselves into a corner with this. I, in my heart of hearts, want Karrion Kross to be the champion. Ezra, you talked about earlier, that you fully expect Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae to kind of, run roughshod on NXT, getting the belts with the NXT North American Championship and the NXT Women's Championship, respectively. Excuse me. I think it would be better if Karrion Cross and Lady Scarlett were to do that. Yes, I know Scarlett is being used as a valet mostly, but trust me when I tell you guys, she can go when she has to in the ring. I honestly would prefer Karrion and Scarlett to be the ones to run roughshod with the gold in NXT. Um, but that's the thing. When you have not Tommaso, when you have Keith Lee just getting the title, you're kind of like, okay, do we really want to end the reign now? Maybe you can get some sympathy on him if he were to drop the belt suddenly right away. But the thing is, how do you do it? One option is you could have Dominic Divakovic. I hope I said his last name right. Um, Somehow get involved and cost Keith Lee saying, hey, you weren't there for me when Karrion Cross basically beat the living crap out of me on live TV. Screw you. Maybe you can go the route of Tommaso Ciampa coming back finally and getting some sort of revenge, costing Karrion Cross the match, allowing Keith Lee to retain the championship. I don't know how they're going to do it. Um, I want Karrion Cross to win. Maybe it's a little too early, but I just don't know how NXT is going to book this. Um, and that's something that excites me about this match, but it's also something that worries me too for the obvious reasons I just mentioned. For everybody, how do you do it to where you protect Karrion Cross, but you also protect Keith Lee?
All right, who would like to take this one next and answer Nico's question he's addressing? EJB? You're muted, bro.
Oh, no. Yeah, I should be back.
Yep.
Okay. All right. This one's got me a little bit conflicted because, as a fan of Karrion Cross that I've been for years, it's a tough thing to predict. I mean, as a fan, I would love to see Karrion Cross win it, but in reality, to make the most sense in the reign of a championship, it would be best for Keith Lee to win the title, or Keith Lee to retain the belt. Excuse me. It's really tough. But I mean, I do agree that another way we can go around, Cross not winning, would be to have maybe him and Scarlett run roughshod like I predicted with Johnny and Candice. But it's tough. I'm gonna go with the obvious and go with Keith Lee. The only problem I have with this is, like I said, they did paint themselves into a corner here because of the fact how are they gonna have Cross lose and still leave him credible? It's gonna be something. It's gotta be something interesting that really keeps Cross strong, but also keeps Keith Lee still champion. So I'm still gonna go with Keith Lee to retain, but I just don't know how they're gonna keep Cross strong with him losing by pinfall or submission. So that's just my take.
Wild card, how about you? What's your prediction?
I could see this potentially ending in a no contest, just because, as much as I think that, Karrion Cross, he is going to be a major superstar. It's in this company. There's no doubt about it. But having him win clean over Keith Lee, who's basically built up all this momentum there too, it just doesn't really make sense, because especially since Keith Lee is essentially the guy that you've essentially pushed into the main event picture, and then all of a sudden he wins the NXT title, and then he decides to just drop it just immediately to Karrion Kross, who is going to be a future NXT champion. I just don't think it's going to happen this weekend. I feel like that they're going to really continue on and really milk this for what it's worth, because I mean that's just money right there. I can definitely see this ending in a no contest, because again, you don't want to, see this end in a way where Keith Lee gets a clean win over Karrion Kross, because that just destroys any kind of momentum that he's built. And then the same goes if Karrion Kross somehow wins and pins or just beats Keith Lee. That kind of works both ways there. So I mean, it's kind of a lose-lose situation if you think about it for both guys. So the more logical decision, I think, is have this end in DQ or end in a no contest, because at least both guys will still be at the top of their game and they won't be losing any momentum in the process. That's my pick. No contest there.
I'm gonna second that. Both men are great, but yeah, they may have been booked a little too soon to be facing off. Maybe they could wait till the Survivor Series takeover or sometime in 2021. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I think the match should be fine, but probably for safety purposes, and what I hope they would do is just to do a double just do a disqualification victory for one of them, or perhaps they do something like, I don't know, they both just hit each other in full force, both pass out, and it's ruled, a double count out or double whatever you will. Just in short, just no contest. I think that's the best route we should go with for now. But yeah, they kind of booked themselves in the corner, so we'll see how it goes. And before we close out the show, what are your guys' excitement level for this show from a 1 to 10 scale? Would like to give their thoughts.
I'll go.
All right, wild card, yeah.
I will be quick. I was a little bit harsh on my last. I feel like I was pretty harsh on my last one. But then again, it was a WWE pay-per-view that I was rating. But this is NXT. I'm going to say a 6 out of 10 for this, just because it actually has some really good matches that I am looking forward to watching. And I feel like there's a lot more build up to this too. So 6 out of 10 on this.
EJV.
I'm gonna give this one actually an 8 out of 10. I feel like this is one of the stronger NXT Takeover cards over the past year, and with such strong matches with Timothy Thatcher, Finn Balor, which could steal the show. The ladder matches, which we know NXT has done phenomenal with ladder matches in the past. The other title matches that'll be on the line. We got a great, even though it's undercard, we got ourselves a great 3-way tag match, which will probably be exciting. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10 just because of the fact that it is a stronger card than some of the other NXT Takeover cards over the past year.
Nico, how about you? What's your number for this show?
Hold on. I'm trying to see what's going on with my camera here. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna say 6 out of 10. I will be completely honest though. I will not be watching NXT Takeover live. Just because it's the Crosstown Classic this weekend, between the Cubs and the White Sox. So that takes precedence in my house. But as soon as that's over, or unless the game is a blowout by either team, which is possible, then I will go and I will watch NXT Takeover 30 in its entirety. But the card's really good from top to bottom. But still, I'm just interested to see how they execute certain things. I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 though, for sure.
I'll meet you all in the middle, and I'm going to give it a 7. I think the Card is very good overall. I'm looking forward to the NXT title match, the NXT Women's Championship match, North American Championship match should be very good. I'm expecting a great ladder match. I'm iffy about Pat and Adam Cole, but I think they'll probably end up surprising us. Um, I think the NXT on USA Go Home show could have been a little bit more exciting, especially if they weren't running again. Since they weren't running against AEW Dynamite, I think they could have put on a little bit of a better show. I enjoyed it, but it's not really a standout show. But as for the pay-per-view itself, I think it's going to deliver this Saturday, and I'm looking forward to watching it, hopefully live as well. So, that being said, thank you for watching our NXT Takeover 30 predictions. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the Too Sweet Cosplay YouTube channel, and let us know your predictions. Be sure to also share your thoughts on the Too Sweet Face Off, just simply voting which wrestler you would like to win the matches. And if you haven't done so already, follow us at Too Sweet Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So we're going to close this one out. Thank you all for watching. Have a Too Sweet weekend.